First memory I have growing up when I was a kid was my parents screaming at the top of their lungs at each other, fighting with each other. And I was maybe 2 or 3 years old, just hiding in the corner crying. And like, I still can't forget that. That was the earliest memory I had, maybe 2 or 3 years old. Shortly after that, my parents divorced. Growing up without my father around is probably one of the most detrimental things that happened to me. My brother, being 6 years older than me, was bringing in rap music, and that became my father figure. My household was just full of alcohol. My mom was put up for adoption when she was born because her mother was raped. So she was growing up with her own problems. So when she had children, she couldn't be the mother she was supposed to be because she never got the love that she was supposed to get. My mom actually met her real mom, who turned out to be a massive alcoholic, and just things got worse from there, you know? But my mom bringing these people in the house, it actually led to me being molested when I was a kid. And that really messed with me growing up as a child. I don't remember any of that, but just knowing that happened, man, that growing up, that screwed me up big time. And I just wanted to find acceptance, right? So when I was about like 12 years old, not getting any love or attention from home, my older brother didn't take me under his wing. Just nobody paying attention to this little kid growing up in this house, right? Everybody's just a bunch of alcoholics. And so I was 12 years old, sneaking out my house, going to smoke weed with the older kids on the block. I didn't want to be a mooch, right? And I wanted weed when I wanted weed. So I started selling weed, right? I'm 12 years old. I pick up my first quarter to start selling weed. I kept bugging my mom, you know, for my social insurance number, so I can get a job, right? But I don't even think you can get a job at 12 years old. But I just started selling weed 12 years old, man. And from there, I would say that's probably when everything just started spiraling downhill. Boom, you're around the guy that sells weed, you're around the guy that sells pills, you're around the guy that sells coke, you're around the guy that cooks crack. That's just what happens, you know? It's a chain. It depends where your heart is, right? And my heart was cold. My heart was cold, man, not having no love growing up. And so just continuing to sell drugs, and, you know, 14, 15 years old comes around, now I'm selling coke, right? I remember one of the old heads just coming to me, yo, bro, you're good at this, man. You know, if you just start selling white, you'd be making a lot more money. And I remember at first, like, just putting it off, like, nah, I'm good, bro. And then, you know, lo and behold, there I am, picking up ounces of coke just to break down in my neighborhood to my friends. It's just crazy, man. All my friends became my customers, and no worry about it whatsoever, man. Even to the point where I'm selling coke to my older brother, and I sell him a ball of coke, and then the next day, I come in the house and my mom's telling me, "Oh, your brother's sick. He's downstairs. He's sick." And I go to see him, and he's just ruined. He's just absolutely ruined, and couldn't get out of bed, man. And you know what's funny is, like, all I remember thinking is, oh, I'm not gonna sell to my brother anymore, right? Not even thinking about that's somebody else's brother, that's somebody else's son that I'm chopping to every single time, bedridden like that. It's disgusting, man. I was reckless. I didn't care about anybody, and it's probably because I felt like nobody cared about me. You know, me and my friends used to always say, we came in this world alone, we gonna die alone. So we hustle, we see these people that are living well, you know, and they got the cars, they got the smiles, they got the happiness on their face. But being a director now, it's very obvious to me that it's all a show, right? But it wasn't obvious back then. And I felt happy that I was real about what I was doing, that these rappers were all rapping about it, but I was actually doing it. And I found, like, pride in that, and that's where I found my identity, being a real one in the streets. And I was just reckless, man. It got to the point where I was wondering, like, okay, so I see all these guys they're making more money, right? And they're driving nicer cars. And I said, what's the difference? What's the difference? What am I not doing that they're doing, right? And I realized that they were more violent than I was. So at that point, it was decided that anybody that owed me money was getting it. At this point, there's no more patience. This dude that robbed me when I was younger was getting killed. I was saving up to buy my first gun. and yeah, that's how I was feeling at that time.